Hello, everyone. It's Sharps, and welcome back to the Save File Podcast. We're on episode 53. Jack unfortunately couldn't be here, so he's left me in charge. This will go well. I'm very sure of that.
Totally.
Anf and Josh are also with me. What's up, boys?
You are hashtag not my Jack.
I don't know a Jack. Who's Jack? Yeah, we've never had a Jack on this show.
I like how you just mentioned him.
Yeah.
Explained he wasn't here, and then where he's dead to me.
Yeah, that's how it goes, right? We adapt and overcome.
Do we now?
Let's start with. I'm gonna start with a bit of a touchy one here. Steam is getting a great new release. How many of you are feeling religious today?
I'm feeling...
Yeah, I'm feeling praising the Lord. Why?
The Bible is coming to Steam with achievements.
Oh,
Can I? I have a question.
Yeah.
I have several questions.
Yeah.
Why Steam? Does Steam do books often? Is it an audio situation?
Okay, so
Can I play the Bible?
So this is the actual description. If you go to the Steam page for it, it says a digital recreation of the Bible in kinetic novel form. Read through and save passages in any order with an original soundtrack, or listen through the greatest story ever told in audiobook form, featuring an extensive trivia section to find out how really well you know the stories of the old and the new.
So, I'm thinking that I'm going to main Moses. What about you guys?
Can I just say that they fucked up because the Bible is not a single story. It's a collection of stories.
Yeah, it's literally the first thing you'd learn.
Fuck.
What?
Exodus is like pig fiction. Do you understand how pig... Oh, wait. Did I? Uh-oh.
What?
I wanna go out on a limb.
Uh-oh.
And if there's one thing I can suggest about the Bible as someone who's grown up studying it, don't get too attached to any of the characters.
Yeah, no, it's it's like Chainsaw Man. it's always ending in tragedy.
Yeah.
You know what, I actually saw
Am I going to hell for that one?
Yeah, Josh, keep an eye on what I said before. I said pig fiction.
You know, you know
I
what?
didn't even catch that one.
Hey, you know what though? I distinctly remember this. Right, I was once talking to someone about writing stories, and they just said the worst thing you can do in a story is just do an ending where everybody dies. Right.
Right.
That's exactly what happens in the Bible. Sorry to spoil the ending for you guys, but Revelations is not a fun time.
No, Revelations is a really bad time, but what a solid final act.
Yeah.
They really brought it round with the 10-headed dragon king coming out of an ocean of blood, and there's a prostitute. Like, really wild times.
Yeah. Jack has left me in charge, and we've already pissed off several billion people.
That's our favorite thing to do.
What can I say?
What I want to know is what achievements can you get?
Yeah, what are the achievements in the Bible?
Like-
and who named them?
Well, I see. Here's the thing. I know for a fact, like, I've grown up in a Catholic family, and my religion does mean a lot to me. But I'm not above making jokes.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And I would not trust myself to do achievements for a Steam version of the Bible. Like,
when Jesus dies, do you get the nailed it achievement?
Why was I thinking the same thing? Oh my god. We're going to hell.
like, you reckon, like, they've just done, like, the crucifixion as, like, some unskippable cutscene in the game?
It's a QTE.
It warns you in advance that the following content may be harsh towards sensitive viewers.
You know what they should do? They should do the crucifixion to have, like, you know how some games do, like, movie references and things like that for their
Passion
achievements?
of the Christ?
No. It's like Jesus is dead on the cross, and like a Terminator achievement pops up saying, "I'll be back in 3 days."
You know how the part where he gets like whipped, right? Like, flogged.
Yeah.
It's like a QTE appears. It's like press the square button.
Oh no!
Yes, button.
Whip Jesus.
Press to forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta mash
But,
X to slap.
What happens if you fail it? Does he just
Oh, you
can't
get the
perform a
alternate
miracle?
ending. You get the alternate ending, which leads into the Da Vinci Code.
You get the Monty Python ending.
I like the idea of the Bible, but it's multiple endings.
Oh my god! Imagine like Jesus is up there on the cross, and like you're watching this on Steam, and then like out of nowhere someone's modded the Bible, and like as he's getting nailed to the cross, he's like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound."
I like the idea that the best speedrun of the game is Apple percent, which is rejecting the apple of Eden, therefore keeping humanity in paradise for all eternity.
You know what? But like, you know what? I want to see speedruns of this.
And speedrunning the Bible.
Like, can you imagine? Oh my god! Imagine what the modding scene is gonna be like.
The modding scene is gonna be problematic.
They're gonna replace like Jesus and Pilate with like Thomas the Tank Engine and Shrek. That's what is it like? Honestly, how can you? What I also love is they're letting you save passages in any order, so you can rewrite the Bible.
The Kratos mod.
Why would they allow you to do that?
Sharps, the Kratos mod.
But oh man, okay, that's enough picking on Catholics. Let's pick on Ratchet and Clank fans.
Yeah, equally religious.
Absolutely. As a huge Ratchet and Clank fan myself, you guys know it's my favorite series. It had its 20th anniversary this week. No yay? I expected a yay from Anf or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah! Woohoo!
Yeah, that's it, boys. Give it up for an IP PlayStation still cares about. So here's the problem. I would absolutely love to have like all the main Ratchet and Clank games, including a couple of the spin-offs, on one system, right? That would be a dream come true. And the PS5 would be perfect for that. And they've listened. So as part of the 20th anniversary celebrations, they've announced that a whole bunch of games will be coming to the PlayStation Plus Premium service. So you'll get the PS3 version of the original trilogy, as well as Gladiator, I believe. And they're also going to give you Quest for Booty, Tools of Destruction, A Crack in Time, All for One, and Full Frontal Assault, and Into the Nexus. So you can play through the whole series if you have PlayStation Premium. Just one problem. I'm Australian. I don't get to have PlayStation Premium because my internet is completely garbage at streaming games, as is everyone's in this country. So, tough shit to you Aussies. We're going to be stuck here with PS3 hardware. Actually, I've seen a couple of people point out something. A lot of people are saying they're pretty upset that they've gone with the PS3 version of the original trilogy. Because they said you could have easily just put the PS2 ROMs on there. And
wouldn't it have been like easier to just make it a downloadable thing rather than exclusively have it as cloud streaming?
That's what I was thinking as well.
My beef is strictly with cloud streaming. If they had, like, honestly, I don't even mind the PS Plus tiers. Like, I know Anf is solidly against any kind of subscription service for games, but like, I actually do like it. Until they said we're gonna let you stream these games. And I just feel like streaming isn't there yet. Or maybe that's just because I'm Australian. I've never actually seen good streaming for games. But I
feel like streaming could be something cool to replace like demos.
Yeah.
Look, I love the idea of it where I can say to someone, you don't need hardware. All you need is a screen, a controller, and a solid internet connection. In which case, like, you can even use your phone these days. Like, you could literally just hook up, like, a controller to your phone, whether it be, like, a PlayStation controller or one that's specifically made for phones.
Yeah.
Like, I have an Asus phone, and they have their own ones, the Kunai. Like, you could do that and just hook them up and just play, which would be great. Alright,
it really doesn't... It's weird that, like, if you're gonna go with cloud gaming, it could have been, like... I wish the Stadia was this, really. It didn't require, like, any hardware whatsoever. It was purely an online service, an app or whatever. Because I feel like it would have gone way better if it was just something you downloaded. Like,
did the Stadia require hardware? I don't think it did.
Did it not? I thought the Stadia was a box. Or am I wrong here?
I think that was just the little box you get and thing. I think it was pretty much just a Chromecast. Like, that was the point of it. Like, if you weren't on a smart TV, you could use that.
Yeah.
So you could, like, hook it up to a computer monitor, but, like...
I feel like I would have liked the Stadia. Maybe they just didn't market anything. I never saw marketing for the Stadia.
I mean, the Stadia was a very good but very terribly executed idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I will always maintain the biggest problem with the Stadia was that they fucked up marketing before it released.
Yeah.
Because everyone heard of it and went, oh, it's a Netflix for games. And Google was silent on that for months. And then they eventually came in and were like, well, it's not a Netflix for games. You still got to buy the games. And then everyone went, oh, fuck that then.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to own the games and then I can't stream it. And like, here's the thing. I've had this conversation with both of you at one point, right, separately, where both of you have said to me, I hate buying digital games because if the service goes down, my games go to shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I always prefer DRM free stuff. Like, I love Humble Bundle, just for like the Humble Store. Like, just being able to buy it, be completely DRM free and just download it. Yeah. I understand like piracy can be a problem, but like consumer rights are pretty important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the worst thing was it kind of happened with the Stadia where people who did invest in it, people who really believed like, hey, this, bear in mind, this is from Google. It was a Google product because...
Yeah, no, you'd think if anyone, Google could pull it off.
Yeah, people looked and were like, oh, look, it's Google. It's not like the Ouya where it was made by a bunch of people who, you know, it wasn't from a huge company with a lot of, with, you know, millions and millions of dollars ready to back this.
Yeah.
But when that went down and they were like... I think from memory, I read that they refunded people who made purchases on the Stadia.
Yeah, they did. We went over this.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of them for doing that, honestly. That takes some...
But, I mean, to be fair, that's also probably because it was Google. Like, if this was just some random bloke and it was a startup, I don't know if they would have refunded it. I would have hoped that it would, but, I mean, regardless, that's what happened.
Yeah.
But it was, like... I don't think streaming is in a place where it's ready to replace what we have now.
Well, definitely not for us. Like, Australia just has terrible...
I mean, I don't even think worldwide.
I don't...
Like, I love the idea that you don't need the hardware to do anything. That someone else owns the hardware and you're going to be able to use this service and play games with amazing visuals, high frame rates, like... That was what I liked about Stadia. You didn't need hardware and you could play a game at 4K 60 FPS. My beef with it was, A, they locked that feature behind the paywall. And then you still had to pay for the games. And it's expensive tech and it has to be paid for somewhere. That's why it's not ready.
I just don't like it as a concept because, look, I've seen this with, like, old games, right? Like, look at the Nintendo Online service system where you need to have that in order to play, like, NES, SNES, N64, all that. And, you know, this is, like, back in the PS3 and 3DS days, you were able to actually buy these, old games, like, straight off the bat, right? Like, you just buy them.
You just buy them and they were on the console.
And you own them, yeah, digitally. And, you know... I don't mind streaming services as long as it's a choice and not an ultimatum that you have to use it.
It's like if you want to own this game, you can't.
Yeah, and this is the whole reason why I'm going to say to both Sony and Nintendo's face, this is why I use emulation. It's why I pirate your games.
No, I'm kind of on the different side of that, and I'll explain why. When I pay for PS Plus, right, it's not a cheap thing. It, like, you could, like, if it's gonna cost me over $100 a year, I want to get my money out of this.
Yeah.
Them giving me things that I can't get without it adds value to the product. If they sit there and say, and like, don't get me wrong, as much as I believe that the top tier of PSN Plus isn't worth it in Australia because they don't really give you a wide selection of classic games, that's what I pay for. And I do it strictly for Ape Escape and Siphon Filter right now, which are stuck in my backlog.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that I'm paying, and there's a lot of stuff I'm paying for. The more stuff they offer you in this service, the more value any random customer's going to see in this service. If you were able to give me, like, all these games and just buy them separately, and let's say the classic games were $5-10 a pop, right? We'll say 15, just in case they want to be greedy, right? Why would I pay, I don't know, fucking $18-19 a month or whatever it is, when I can just pay $30 and get those 2 games.
Because you're paying for the online services anyway. And at the same time, when on PC, you don't even need to pay subscriptions to even play online games either. Like, you don't need most of these things.
That's true. You are essentially saying, what if it's Steam but worse?
Yeah, but there are caveats to PC gaming. I've grown up on console, right? I built my first PC, and nothing bothers me more than PC gaming, right? Because for some reason, you have to tinker with it. It's like having a project car.
Yeah.
I hate it. The amount of I wanted to play, what was it called? Red Dead Redemption, right? On PC. I'm like, right. You know what? I'm going to play it, button the graphics up with my nice PC, play it on my nice fucking OLED TV. Like, this is what everyone wants. I fucking changed the resolution, and it went from, it was at 1920 by 1080p or whatever it was.
Yep.
Same thing, but I just bumped it to 1440, and it crashed. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. So I had to update my drivers, and then I went back and did it. Oh, it didn't crash, but now it just runs in window mode. But then if I tell it to, but it's like ticked to run in full screen. So I untick it, put it back in full screen, and it's full screen again. It just creates fucking hoops for you to jump through.
It's just because, like, the hardware isn't standardized. Like, a console, the hardware is standardized. Everyone's PS5 is the same as everyone else's PS5. That doesn't necessarily... It is a benefit. Like, that is the benefit of consoles that we've always said. Yeah. You buy a game, you put it in, and it works, sort of. But... You know, PCs are just, like, more capability. Yeah, there's tinkering around, there's frustrations, but, like, you can just do so much more with them in the end.
Yeah.
If you're willing to put in a little effort, like, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a better experience.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it's not even a little effort. Like, there are so many things that you can do with PC gaming that you can't do with consoles. But there's such a hoop to... Like, they take so much energy out of you that honestly, I feel like, I don't know if I'm stupid. Maybe I'm stupid and no one else has these problems, right? But like, modding, for example, is one of the best things about PC gaming. I was watching a video on Assetto Corsa, which is a racing game, right? And let's say you want to mod drifting cars into the game, right? There are packs of drifting cars you can like download. But if you download one and you try to jump into a server, they'll kick you from the server if you don't have the right version of it. So you got to find what version they're doing, go back through the history of the mod, download the right one to jump into that server, and then maybe they'll let you play. Like, imagine spending all that money, all that time. You've built a PC, you've bought the game, you've spent time downloading the right mods, and then you go back and they're like, oh, nah, man. You got version 1.2.4. You need 1.2.4.1.
You noticed you said the same thing, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was like thinking about it. but like, it just bothers me. Like, I tried to mod GTA 4 a while back, right? I was watching this YouTuber who, I think his name's Internet Rob. Fucking great YouTuber. And he does like modded GTA 4 plays and things like that. I was like, yo, this looks fucking epic. Let me do a really basic mod, right? I'm gonna change the radio icons from black and white to color.
Alright.
I deleted the icons from the game and I couldn't fix it. I don't know how.
Just reinstall it?
No, I'm telling you, I literally had a mate who's like a PC gamer from ages. I'm like, hey man, can you just talk me through how to do this mod? He's like, yeah, no worries. Go into this file and this file and this file. Take this out, just put this in and replace it. Yeah, no worries. I did it, and then they wouldn't show up in the game. And I'm like, this is GTA. GTA is a game that has famously had many mods, right? And I'm just like, fuck this. Man,
you're probably doing something wrong. I can't tell what it is, though.
Like,
sometimes things just don't work.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, I'll tell you my most recent issue, right? And I still can't figure this out, why this is happening. I downloaded Assassin's Creed Unity on PC, right? I don't give a fuck how it was at launch. It's pretty fucking solid now. I love the game. I'm like, you know what, man? Let's fucking fuck around in France. And I might, mess around, do some of the co-op shit with Anf if he ever downloads it, because I bought it for him a while back.
Yeah.
So, I hop on, set the graphics up. It's a 2014 game. I built my laptop in, my desktop in, I think it was like 2020. Yeah, this is solid. Alright, let me try it at 4K. Locked at 30 FPS. Why the fuck's it locked at 30 FPS? And it was a solid 30. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Maybe if I drop it down to 1440p. 30 FPS. 1080p. You can't tell me I can't do more than 30 FPS at 1080p. I check. 30 FPS. Alright, let me go through the graphics settings. Oh, the refresh rate's set to fucking 60. Oh, okay. Alright, let me pump it up. Go back to 1080p, set the refresh rate to 120, drop all the graphics to low. 30 FPS. And I'm like, motherfucker, I've got a 3070 in there. There is no way in hell this game can't do fucking 35 FPS, at least. Turns out I had VSync on. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Take it off. Oh, suddenly I can get over 100 FPS. Okay, that's great. Why doesn't it look like that on my screen? It was still, on my screen, right? It was still running at a solid 30 FPS. I had VRR on. I had everything perfectly set. And I can't figure out why this game does not... It just doesn't look smooth on my TV. I've looked at everything, and I've even looked up people playing this game on the same TV. No one's having any issues. It's literally just me.
Man, I don't even tell the difference between 60 and 30 anyway.
Nah, there's a difference.
I really can't tell.
Do you have eyesight issues?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. No, there is an absolutely clear, especially in a game that's fast moving. If you play a JRPG, it might be noticeable, but not as much as if you're playing a game where you're swinging fucking swords all around.
Right.
There's a very, very clear difference.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me that much. I know the difference between the two. But I've come from an era where 30 was the norm. That's why I'm so used to it.
30 was the norm for us. We're pals.
That's why I was so used... That's why I can handle both.
I know, but if I wanted to play at 30, I would play it on my PS5. I built a $3,500 PC to experience the Master Race. And it's running at 30.
You should see the freaking hoops and bounds people have to go through to run their game at widescreen and force it to widescreen.
And bear in mind, this is assuming the game is a decent PC port.
How
many times have we seen games fucking release and then the PC version just doesn't work?
For the longest time, Nier Automata. I had to mod that game for it to run good. I had to shove a bunch of mods on for it to even do what I need to do. And I don't think those mods work anymore because the same modding system I used for Nier Automata was used for Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Berseria and Zestiria. I tried to open Symphonia because I deleted the game and then reinstalled it, and I tried to apply the mod again because I checked for integrity and all that and whatnot because it wasn't working. The modding the modding software doesn't recognize the game anymore.
Yeah, it's probably just been patched to the point where whatever version you're using doesn't work.
Yeah, so it's oh shit. So that's why I'm probably just gonna get the game on Symphonia I'm gonna get on console now, and Berseria and Zestiria, I've already played Berseria, but Zestiria I'll just put up with it on 30 FPS. I'm used to it.
Alright. I want to move us on because the next topic is actually pretty serious.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok reviews have gone out by now. Actually, we're recording this on the day of release in Australia.
Yeah.
The game has been getting 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s fucking everywhere that I've looked. It's just... If you remember what the response was to God of War 2018, it's pretty much been that, but people saying, oh, they've improved on it.
It's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think on its Metacritic, it's in the 90s. So it's a very, 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 well received game. However, so sorry, I'm going to mispronounce his name. But Sang Hyun Bae, who is a reviewer from IGN Korea, gave the game a 6 out of 10. Now, his fellow employees were quick to point out that by his standards, that means a game is okay. It's not earth-shattering, but hey, it's okay.
What's the score?
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Right, yeah.
And it actually came out today and yesterday that he's been receiving death threats over his review. That is completely fucked. I don't care who you are, what fucking game it is, unless this game has physically assaulted you, like, you don't go harass the reviewer.
You should never harass anyone.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, honestly, gamers, some of you are feral fucking animals. Like, we've seen death threats go out to devs who delay their game, and we said it was fucked back then. But, giving shit to someone, like, look, if you don't want to respect his opinion and you think the game is much better than what he credits it for, that's fine, by all means. But sending death threats to the fucking guy because he didn't like the game as much as you is fucking pathetic.
Not only that, it's really, really childish.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of man-child do you think you are?
But do these motherfuckers think they are Kratos? Like,
I feel like it just comes from, you're not really saying it to a person, you're just saying it into the void.
Yeah.
And you just don't realise it's a person on the
yeah,
other
but
side.
these guys have gone out of their way to, like, address him and say, I'm gonna kill. Like, they've sent him personal messages.
Yeah. Shabs,
Okay, never mind.
Shabs, these people are like pre-2018 God of War Kratos.
Like, this is fucking... Like, I thought we were past this. Like...
Nah.
How are we not?
If you look on spaces, especially like on Twitter, right, you'll find that gamers are like the most... How should I put it? Intolerant kind of people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, fucking oath, man. Like, how... I don't care what the reason is. Yeah, sorry, for a second there I thought I heard background noise.
Yeah, no, sorry about that.
What was that?
But,
I don't know.
Did you open a TikTok or something?
No, I didn't. I didn't specifically. I'm on my phone looking at the documents of that, and I switched over tab, and it just played something, and I couldn't find where it coming from.
oh my god. Josh. Josh.
Dude, what the fuck?
Josh, please, for the love of God, turn that off.
What?
I'm not doing this on purpose.
We can't have copyright music, Josh.
Yeah, no, the church organ was very thematic.
But, like, this is ridiculous, man. Like, here's the thing. Every, 6 months, some fuckwit goes on TV and says, oh, games cause violence and things like that. This shit is giving them ammo. You look like a fucking... You don't even look civilized doing this.
No, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that these people know they're not going to hurt this guy, or the fact that, someone probably is being serious and someone is this obsessed.
And honestly would have been... Sorry.
I'm going to say this, right? I've said this before a million times. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. Do not have any kind of loyalty to a media or anything, or like a company or anything like that. Right? If you're sick, Kratos from God of War is not going to rock up and pay your medical bills. Why are you fighting this hard? By all means, love a series. Treat it, as if it's gotten you through hard times. That's great. Like, everyone has that kind of stuff. Like, you can hold it up in reference, but if it's to the point where you're willing to kill someone over the fact that they don't like it, you officially don't belong in society. You are not a civilized human being.
I'll say this.
Evolution peaked at the step before you.
I'll say this straight out.
You are not the games you play. You are not the media you consume. And most of all, you are not someone that is of a fictional character, and the people around you are flesh and blood. They breathe, they blink, they drink water like you do. They're not game characters. This is real life. Touch grass.
Sorry, you do sound like an alien trying to describe that he's human. I blink. I breathe. I consume media.
I don't understand what goes through these people's minds. Like,
No.
I've grown up on PlayStation, right? I fucking love the company and the fucking memories it's given me.
Yeah.
But I am the first one, if PlayStation or a franchise I love does something stupid, I'm the first one that's gonna be like, what the fuck?
That is true. You do jump the gun.
No, but like, how like, if you're gonna like be passionate about something, be passionate in like a cause you believe in that helps people. Be passionate in your work or the things you do. Don't be passionate about a game's review score. And bear in mind, these aren't people that worked on the game.
It's as I've always said to
Like, it's not Cory Barlog sending these people death threats like his fucking career depends on this game hitting well.
I've always said this. You can't be toxic for being passionate, but you can be toxic and passionate.
I don't think that like passionate is the right word here.
No, please
Like,
don't call these people passionate.
Passionate is a bit too much like...
It's too positive for what these people
Yeah,
are.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. It's way too positive.
Like you can't, as I said, you can't be toxic for being passionate.
I would say this is like obsession.
Yeah,
This is
it's
like-
obsession. It's obsession.
If you hold something in such a reverence that the sheer thought that someone doesn't like it as much as you makes you angry, you're obsessed and you have a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah. Honestly, it just serves you better just to say, yeah, that person doesn't like what I like. You're a doo-doo head, and just move on. Like it.
Oh man, pulling out the big guns.
That's
You
all
know
you.
what's funny?
That's,
I would bet most people didn't even read his review.
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Most people probably just saw the numbers and went, "Number make me angry."
I would rather you just say something angry as possible on Twitter than actually go tell someone to go kill yourself. Just actually go, yeah, this person's a doo-doo head. I don't agree with them. Like, that is like light compared to what you are actually doing to this guy.
Like, this dude literally went into work, reviewed a game, said, it's okay, I'll mention that in my review, and now he's receiving death threats for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, think of it like that. That sounds fucking ridiculous when I say it like that, but that's literally what's happening. Okay. Now moving on to something we can laugh at and get angry at, but in a comedic way. So NCSoft, who are responsible for Guild Wars, are reportedly working on an MMO set in the Horizon Zero Dawn universe.
They should be on brand and release it the exact same day as a WoW expansion.
It should compete with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly. It should come out
The
when
sequel, Tears of the Kingdom. So this has been reported by a Korean outlet called MTN, and Eurogamer essentially translated this and reported it in English. Honestly, I don't know what to think about this. Like, Sony are honestly big believers in this IP, clearly. I mean, it got a sequel. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the game is bad. I couldn't get into it, but it was a fucking great game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah. Forbidden West was apparently also a very good game. But between this and the rumored Horizon Zero Dawn remake, remaster, re-release, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think. Like, I knew this game was, this series was going to be like a big thing for Sony, and I think Guerrilla Games have done a fantastic job, but like, an MMO?
Yeah, an MMO is an interesting direction for Horizon Zero Dawn. Mainly because I didn't see it as like a big world that I want to like make myself in.
No, I mean, look, I see it as a big world, but I don't know how you would do an MMO for Horizon.
No,
look,
that's what I mean. Like, I didn't think my Horizon Zero Dawn OC would be good.
It's not
doing this.
It's not exactly a game where you're making choices or you're fighting other people most of the time. Like, you're mostly fighting just robotics. Like,
dude, have you played MMOs?
PvP
PvP is not the goal for most MMOs.
Oh, not PvP. Like quests. Like the way quests are designed in Horizon don't complement well with the ones that are in MMOs.
Yeah, I don't see like it just doesn't seem like a good idea. Like I'm not sure exactly what like what would the enemy list be like in that game? Because MMOs need like a Jesus Christ amount of content, like an ungodly, unholy sum of content before they're even barely playable.
Horizon's bestiary, like I've only played what was the first one called? It was like a Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah, so if it doesn't have a very like massive bestiary.
No, it's like a few dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put down the game. I'm not saying that like it doesn't have this expansive list.
It's just
it's not enough.
Yeah, like if you look at like, you know, stuff from like say Final Fantasy, which has like a long list of like enemies that you can be fighting throughout the series, that usually complements well with like, you know, 14 and stuff. And World of Warcraft had like 3 games to you know, build up its own like world and all the stuff that goes on in there, right?
Yeah, well, to be fair, like those games started off as like RTSs and like really old school RPGs that had these big enemy lists and built up like a big reputation and had very unique designs. But Robo Dinosaur, as cool as it is, isn't like a super, I don't know, fascinating thing for an MMO. It just depends on how they do it, really. Because if it's like a WoW clone, like I couldn't see anyone being too interested in it.
It would actually, if they were gonna make a Horizon MMO, I reckon they would have to play like Horizon, because, you know,
that would be impressive. I would genuinely be interested in that.
Because, you know, like full-on action RPG sort of MMOs are possible. I've seen it with like Phantasy Star Online too. Like that combat system is surprisingly very hack and slashy for an MMO. And, you know, we got stuff like Monster Hunter, right? So I'd say like that's probably closer to Horizon, except Horizon doesn't have like, you know, the depth that Monster Hunter has.
Yeah, look, I would be all for it if it played like Horizon Zero Dawn plays, but like it's massively multiplayer. It would be fascinating. I'm not sure how they would possibly even do that, but it would be really cool.
Yeah, it would probably have to be in the lines of probably similar to Monster Hunter, right? Like or maybe Final Fantasy 15's one where you just go up in a group and then go kill like go smash the dinosaur up with your friends.
Well, I would assume they wouldn't want it to be like instance-based. I would assume they would want it to be like a massively open world.
Yeah, which is also what Horizon is.
I could see it being a survival game. Like people building outposts and that.
Yeah. Have you played Horizon Zero Dawn, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I can imagine, like, you know, the different ammunition types that have to expand on that as well, like, you know, damage types, because from what I remember, Horizon's damage types usually,
all 3.
It usually varied, right? Like, it was always, like, a weak spot hit, or a,
Yeah, you basically just wanted to hit the dino and the glowing bit.
Yeah, and I don't know how you would translate that into MMOs, because it's too fast-paced. I don't
Attack its weak quote for massive damage.
That's a lot of damage.
A giant enemy crab.
Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, because, as I said, like, I've seen fully fast-paced action RPGs in MMO-style games, and I feel like it could work. It's just, it might need a lot of work. Like, probably the same effort you would put into the actual Horizon games. So I don't know. I'd like to see it work. Like, more power to you if it does, but, you know, would rather see more from it and then, you know, make a decision to even participate, right?
Yeah.
And I want to move us on because it's time for Activision Blizzwatch.
I don't want this.
Here we go again.
You don't have to do this.
Well, the good news is this time we don't need to report on any business practices.
That's good.
I'm just going to talk about.
Technically a big business practice. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Now I'm just going to report on things they've done that have pissed me off and pissed off their fans. So I bought Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, okay? And I absolutely loathe the statement I'm about to make. I fucking love the campaign. It was fantastic. It was actually really, really, really good. I don't think I've enjoyed a COD campaign as much as this. And I fucking hate saying that. Now the part that pissed me off. I wanted to get in a multiplayer, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll save multiplayer till after the campaign, which I did. So to play the campaign, you know what I had to do?
What?
I put the disc in my PlayStation 5 and it installed on my PS5. Now, being a PlayStation, it does that thing where after 30 seconds it tells you ready to play. And then the game's still telling you, mate, what the fuck? I'm still installing. We'll sit at the main menu. So, of course, wasn't ready to play. But I don't fall for that anymore. So I waited till it said finished installing.
Right, okay.
Okay. So I click X to play, and for some reason, I've only ever seen Call of Duty do this. But when you click to play, it pops up and it tries to connect you to 75 different things. It's like contacting data centers, connecting to servers, asking for your Bitcoin, and you're just like, mate, I just want to fucking play the campaign. I've never ever hopped on a game, online or otherwise, where it's had to, it's actually straight up told me, oh, connecting the data centers. And it stays on that for like a good 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh, fuck me, what's happening now? So I get past that, and then it pops up with the fucking user agreement, right?
Right.
And it pops up with the rules of Call of Duty.
Yeah, as you do.
And it's like, number 1, play with integrity. Don't cheat or we'll fucking know. And people will report you if we catch you cheating. Rule 2, be nice. And I'm like, did I get the wrong fucking game?
Be
Bro,
nice
did the people making this ever experience a Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 lobby?
Maybe they did and they're traumatized.
I learned so many new ways to insult people through COD lobbies. My vocabulary grew massive. I'll never forget, the best insult I've ever been told was my first PSN had the name Lebo in it.
Right.
And after killing someone completely fairly, I was told that I had to be smoking some serious fucking tabbouleh to be going after this guy. Let alone the fact that he was bogan, right? So he had to say tabbouleh. I'm like,
yeah, he's really struggling.
Yeah. Couldn't pronounce tabbouleh. And he's like, oh, yeah, fuck, whatever. But it pops, it's like, oh, be nice, report anyone who swears at you. Now, I'll be honest. Because I play on PS5, I literally just keep my PS5 mic muted and I talk on Discord to my mates. That's what I do. But I love hearing the smack talk in a COD lobby.
Right.
That is half the enjoyment I get out of this product. I'll give you an example. I hopped in COD lobby with Bocky, a friend of ours. And we destroyed this enemy team. And Bocky hits his fucking little push to talk button on his PC. And is like, yeah, we fucking mopped you guys. And immediately the guy's response was, yeah, mopped up your mum's pussy last night.
Oh my god.
Like, it's like living in a fun neighborhood. It's fucking great. Now, I wanted to play the campaign. Back on topic. I clicked campaign in the main menu. Now, what do you think happened next?
I don't know. Go on.
It told me I needed to download the campaign DLC pack. So I was like, oh, fuck, alright. Whatever, download. I hop out, I play I think I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins.
Right.
Played that for a bit, and it's like, oh, your campaign DLC pack 1 has downloaded. I'm like, why did it say 1? Why did it say 1?
Oh, no.
I click campaign in the main menu again. You need campaign pack DLC too. And at this point, I started pondering life. Like,
right.
How have you done this? Now, the reason they do this, I would assume, is to try to keep the size of the game down. Because if you downloaded everything from Modern Warfare 2019, it was like 180 gigs. So I think they do it to like keep this shit down. You can uninstall the campaign when you're done. But the fact that it told me the game was ready, then told me twice I had to download fucking DLC packs, shit me.
Like, what would you want the alternative to be?
How about you put the game on the fucking disc?
No, not possible. We don't do that to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, heaven forbid. Oh, here's a better thought. When you install the game, just fucking download everything as one pack. Why did the campaign need to be in 2 separate packs?
I think it's to stop people from getting upset that, like, the download took too long.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I literally, like, you popped up, said ready to play, and then told me I had to download DLC. Like, have you guys ever played a game that's done this? Like, you get home...
because I play good games.
You download a game, and it's like, nah, fam, you gotta download that campaign separately.
Yeah, I did well for myself by not trusting anything Activision makes.
There was a thing where it was like, I saw reports coming out that there was only like 80 meg on the disc. And at first I was like, what a stupid fucking move. Why would you do that? And then God of War spoilers started to get leaked, and then Cory Barlog tweeted, you know, maybe it's worth only having the launcher on a disc, and I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. But don't do that, though.
Don't do that, though, please.
Yeah, please, though.
Honestly, I just burns me. And what shits me is there was a good story behind it. There was an actual fun campaign behind it.
Yeah, and we could have known about that campaign 2 weeks in advance.
But like, oh man, it just bothered me so fucking much. But needless to say, it's been fun playing COD. It feels like I'm in high school again, only with much more stress, depression, anxiety, and OCD.
Just like high school.
Just like high school.
The optimum high school experience.
Alright. There's one other Activision Blizzard thing we need to discuss. The new hero for Overwatch has been shown off at the Overwatch League Finals.
Yay.
And good news, he's eligible to play as soon as you get to level 55 of the Battle Pass.
That's the best news.
Okay, I'm going to say this fucking clearly, yeah? I have been playing a fuck ton of Overwatch 2, yeah? All I do is like quick play and competitive. I don't play the arcade game modes, any of that shit, right? And Anf will tell you, I play a fuck ton of Overwatch.
Right.
I have not cracked...
How many levels do you have?
I'm at like, I think it was like 34, 35 now.
Right.
They've locked this fucking hero behind 55.
Yeah, you can earn it, in quotation marks.
Wasn't that Kiriko's old battle pass like requirement? What did they knock her down to?
Oh, I don't fucking know. I played Overwatch once and they gave me Kiriko for free, which I still think is fucked that you have to like play to unlock heroes.
Yeah, and she was level 55 in the previous battle pass. I don't know what she is with now that, you know, what's the name of the character? Ramatra?
But like, what shits me is if you pay for the battle pass, you get the character instantly.
Of course.
Of course you do. Fuck this. It fucking bothers me so much. And the worst thing is, I've seen people defend it. I've seen people say, oh, you cried when there were loot boxes, so they changed them. This
is not what I wanted.
This is absolutely not what I want. They replaced my fucking crack cocaine with heroin, and I'm pissed.
I find it insane that one of the last AAA mass multiplayer games that doesn't have a battle pass is Splatoon 3.
That's hilarious.
Like, that's insane. Like, there's no battle pass to be seen in that game. It's just you get the game as long as you have like Nintendo Online, you're fine. And then you just go ahead and play games, and Bob's your uncle, right?
But
like that's like how it used to be. It's such a foreign concept.
But like,
remember when you could plug in a game and it would just be there?
Yeah. Like, it bothers me so much because it's like, firstly, right, don't defend this shit. Unless Bobby Kotick paid you out of his several $1 million bonuses that he got, don't defend this shit.
Yeah.
You're not being paid for it.
Listen, I'm just saying we should give him a chance.
Secondly, this is what burns me, right? I watched a video a while back. I can't remember where it was, but someone had pointed out, like, gaming is at its cheapest it's ever been. Right?
Right.
Because we have Steam, we have, like, a bunch of indie devs. People are making games for 99 fucking cents. But at the same time, if you want to enjoy the big games, you now need either a computer that's decent, and like, let me be clear, as someone who works in a place that sells fucking computers, you cannot get a computer that's as good as a PS5 or a Series X for the cost of a PS5 or a Series X, right? So let's say you're like me and you go the console route because they're cheaper than building a high-end PC.
Yes.
That's $800, right? $750 for a Series X in Australia, $800 now for a PS5. And let's say you buy Call of Duty, right? Because it's a really common game. Let's say you have mates that play it and they're saying to you, hop on, right? Now, I saw places, EV games, selling the game for upwards of $100, right? Which is bullshit. Never pay $100 for a game on fucking release. That's garbage. So you do it. Let's say you don't know better, you're trying to get into this game, you do it. You pay $100.
Yeah.
Oh, but surprise! You now need PlayStation Plus to play online. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. You haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, I don't
And look
believe
at
that
everything.
gaming is cheaper than ever. Like, sure, those games are 99 cents, but the quality that you're gonna get.
It's fucking ridiculous. You know what's funny? I've had way more fun with games that I've bought for like fucking 15 to $40 than I get out of most AAA games today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, it's ridiculous. Gaming has somehow gotten cheaper and more expensive at the same time. And all the while certain big companies are sitting there saying, oh, we need to raise the price of games because it hasn't been raised in so long. While they all bring in record fucking profits.
Yeah, that's the fucked up part. They keep going, like, I can't afford to keep making games. Have you not taken record profit? Well, we wouldn't want to do that.
It feels weird now that, you know, back when I was getting games were like a little bit cheaper. I wasn't very picky on what to get. I used to pre-order like 3 games at once. You know, just to like, you know, get like the special bonuses and stuff. Now that they've cranked it up to what, 109, 129 or whatever per max price, I literally have to be super picky on what I'm getting unless it's a Switch game.
Yeah.
Right,
like, Switch games are generally like, if you price match it from or get it from JB Hi-Fi, they're generally around like $69, $79, and that's usually no problem.
No, but even so, I bought Call of Duty for $78.
Yeah.
That was from Harvey Norman. I swear to God, it's fucking ridiculous. Everyone's nickel and diming you these days. I went into an EB Games once when I got God of War, God of War 2018.
Right.
Went into an EB Games, and I just said, hey, look, can I price match with JB Hi-Fi? You know what they said to me? They go, no, because we're giving you the Steelbook edition. I go, that's fine. I don't want the Steelbook edition. Just give me a regular fucking copy of the game. And they just went, no, sorry, we can only match to places in the same building.
Yeah, I've heard the same building thing.
Get fucked, mate.
Full price match?
Like, imagine, right, you're some random person working at an EB, and like, you're sitting there and you're trying to sell this game that's cheaper, literally everywhere else, and then you tell someone, no, I won't price match. What are you going to do? Walk 100 meters to another store that sells PS5 games?
Yes.
You're fucking right I am.
I remember when I was price matching a game, and I was like, do I get, because I was like, yeah, do I still get the Steelbook and everything? Like, no, you price matched. You're not getting it.
Yeah, fuck you.
And I'm like, oh. And then, like, I go back and, a friend of mine who works at an EB Games, she gave me, she just gave it to me. She was just like, no, that's stupid. Like, you still have the rights to, like, the bonuses. Like, you pre-ordered, you secured a spot. So here you go. And I'm like, oh, you're legend. And I don't get why there's, like, those, like, I feel like they
don't want you to price match. Like, it's not hard.
Because
They don't want you to price match.
Because it's a retail store, so they're trying to hit KPIs.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I've spoken to people who work at EB Games, right? And like, they'll sit there and tell you every day you need to have like this many people trading games in, this many people pre-ordering a game. You need to like hit this amount, this, and I'm like, bro, it's EB Games. How do you control how many people come in to pre-order games? How do you control how many people fucking come in with games ready to trade? I've never been in like Parramatta Westfields where they've been like, oh yeah, did you want to trade in games today? I reach in my back pocket and pull out half my library and be like, you know what, now that you mention it. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. But like, then there are some workers who will push that shit on you. Like, have you guys ever been like pushed by an employee to pre-order shit?
Me and Alexia went to EB Games to pre-order Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and this lady would not stop telling me I should bring in games to trade, like non-stop. I think she mentioned it about 5 times.
Like, the only time I will ever trade games is like if like I'm playing a game and I end up getting it digitally somehow. Like, there have been times where I've bought a game and then it's shown up on PS Plus, and I've been like, well, I don't need the physical copy anymore. But like, there are times where EB, I don't know, EB doesn't do it anymore, I've noticed. But there were times where they'd be like, hey, trade in like 2 games and you'll get the new game. Like, it'll be a brand new game and they're like, you get the new game for like $30.
Yeah, I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Because they realized it was a fucking good deal. Everyone would just buy the cheapest, like, I used to buy, think of it this way, right? You could buy the game for, even if you pay $80, right? For the game. You price matched at an EB. Congratulations. They said yes. That's $80 out of your pocket. But if they say trade in 2 games and you'll get it for 30 or even 40, and the 2 games you wanted to trade in only cost you, say, $10 a pop.
Or they came with the console and you couldn't refuse it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, just fucking get the cheap games, trade them in, and you've saved yourself $20. Do that a few times, and hey, that's another game that's paid off. Another big AAA game. EB doesn't do that anymore.
I think they do it every now and then, but it's like you need to trade in specific games.
Yeah.
It's not specific games, but they say that the games have to have a certain amount of value.
They're a lot more pedantic.
I can't walk in there and trade Destiny.
You can't bring in Overwatch 1 discs.
Yeah.
I wonder how salty they are now that, you know, CEX or sex is a thing in Australia.
Oh, dude, they fucking hate CEX.
Like, does that cause them to seethe?
But you know what? It's a fucking good deal. I got a mate who picked up the Outer Worlds, right? The Outer Worlds. 12 fucking bucks.
Oh, yeah, no, I got grabbed by the Ghoulies, which is a game on the Xbox that I really wanted to play for $4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, CEX just has, like, is the first place I go to if I'm going to buy something.
I got,
if you,
Black Flag for 12 as well.
Like, if you're happy to buy something secondhand because some people aren't, like, it's a fucking goldmine. Honestly, check EB's price and then check CEX's price. And for additional lols, if the CEX is near the EB, ask the EB to price match, and when they say no, just tell them you go on the CEX.
That's hilarious because near the EB that I go to, there is a CEX like 100 meters away.
Yeah, like
dude, I can pop my head out and look at it.
Like I shop at Para Westfields, and the fucking EB is like 3 levels, but directly above the CEX. So like, I mean, it doesn't bother me.
I have like 2 near me.
And then to top it off, CEX also sells old games for consoles that don't take, like, that you can't find anymore. They sell PS2 and 3 games. That's fucking great.
I love going to CEX, and every now and then they have like, oh, here's a GameCube game where you can buy Melee.
The only thing that does bother me is like the conversion rates for Pokemon games, like old Pokemon games.
Yeah, that's just like, I don't know what's happening with old Pokemon games. I don't know why they're worth so much.
They're like $100 a pop, and it's like, why?
I was like, I'm gonna get Explorers of Sky. See his price tag. I'm not getting Explorers of Sky.
I will always maintain, I fucking hate the fact that Pokemon released 2 versions of every game.
Look, I've gotten a little bit over it. I wish that, they stayed with like Legends Arceus and they just did one version of the game.
That's what I thought they were gonna do, and then I found out Arceus was a side game.
Yeah, Arceus is a side game, my dude.
It's an alpha.
Yeah, I'm also positive that there is a bit more of a difference with Scarlet and Violet. It looks like they're pushing more differences between the two games, but I wish they wouldn't.
Well, there's an argument a friend of mine always says, shout out to you, Joel. He says that the whole problem with the whole like separate versions thing is that you're essentially splitting content, which is not exactly a good business practice to today's
it's excellent
status.
Business practice. What are you fucking talking about? Like, splitting the games is the best fucking business practice they can, because dude, we're idiots. I'm buying both fucking versions. Most people are gonna buy both fucking versions.
I would say it's a good business practice, but it's anti-consumer.
Oh, it is anti-consumer. That doesn't mean it's a bad business practice.
That is true.
Look at everything Activision Blizzard does.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to... I have one last thing to say, because it's actually a piece of good news. There is a Nintendo Indie World Showcase. Unfortunately, for all of us in this chat, it's at 4 a.m. Local time for us.
I have to get up for work in an hour after that.
Oh, it's at 4 a.m. in the morning tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So I can wake up and I have something to look forward to. Thanks, Nintendo.
Good guy, Nintendo, giving us shit to look forward to.
Oh, you wake up an hour earlier before me for work? Oh.
But,
Oh, Anf, I will spoil you. Out of righteous vengeance.
Nah, fuck that. I'm literally, I have like a 10.5 hour shift tomorrow, so I'm just gonna come home and watch it. I don't want to see or hear anybody, any humans, I don't want to see anything. I'm gonna come home, have a shower, hop into bed, and watch this fucking Indie World Showcase.
I'm just gonna send every spoiler to Sharps, but I'm gonna pepper in some fake ones that
I
know you
want. Bro, I don't think half of us will be home before you get home.
Just do me a favor, right? Please just let me know if it's going to be all JRPGs and farming games again. I don't want to sit through that again.
I found a TikTok that I sent it to Anf, which was just like, everyone, what the hell was that Nintendo Direct? Yeah, they really didn't announce much of farming fans. We eating good tonight.
Well, at the indie showcase, I just want one JRPG from that, and that's just Sea of Stars. That's all I want.
Low standards, rookie numbers. We need to pump those numbers.
I just want one. Sea of Stars and what was that other one? Yeah, just Sea of Stars. That's all I want.
All right, I think that's a good place to end it.
Yeah, I think
so. This has been the Safe File podcast. Jack has long since forgotten us, and we have forgotten him.
Jack is going to beat you for what you've done here.
Oh, absolutely. This is like when you remember The Simpsons when Apu leaves his kid in charge of the store.
Yeah.
And like the bullies laugh and the kid pulls a shotgun. That is what has happened tonight.
Josh, what are you talking about? He won't know Jack.
Fucking
This has been a Safe File podcast.
Signing off.
Signing off.